Tom Hammond, congratulations to the Philadelphia 76ers. They advance. Here are the lineups today. Game 4, San Antonio with Elliott, Duncan, Robinson, Elliott, Johnson. The T-Wolves desperate to win. They extend it to 5. Smith, Garnett, and Garrett. They're very tall. Peeler and Brandon. Someone needs to score for Minnesota besides Garnett and Brandon. The rest of the team ice cold in Game 3. Garnett earned the tip, and here we go. The Wolves in white, and this is Terrell Brandon. Second leading scorer in the season at 14. Anthony Peeler, their three-point shooter. Here's Kevin Garnett. Smith from 17, and they need Joe Smith to register some points today. The Admiral and David Robinson's hook shot not there. Duncan tip, and it's tied at 2. Well, that's a dominant force, those two, Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
You said it at the outset, Dick. They're very tall.
Terrell Brandon answers at the other end. There, Robinson rebounds and can't hit. Rebound Duncan. And it's tied at 4. Yeah. 2 tip-ins, but caught in midair. Now to Garnett is a good outside shooter. The big man can hit from 20 feet in. In that 3-team trade that involves Stephon Marbury in March. Anthony Peeler. It's 8-4 Minnesota. Peeler's first point.
Emotional lift by Garrett.
Sean Elliott drives the baseline, and he is blocked. Robinson able to pick up the garbage. It's 10-6. Peeler doesn't use the pick by Garnett, and Garrett hits the jumper. It's 12-6.
Marveling at that athleticism.
The drive by Anthony Peeler. Robinson. Duncan. And he can't handle Joe Smith. It's Smith on the drive. And here come the T-Wolves with a 10-point lead. 12-point lead as Terrell Brandon connects.
The depth advantage. They have more front court players, particularly Will Perdue and Malik Rose.
Terrell Brandon from the side, and it's 20-9. Rookie of the year.
Except the championship.
Sam Mitchell drains one from outside his first bucket.
Minnesota is on fire. San Antonio just has to weather the storm, play their game, get them in foul trouble.
Johnson misses. Elliott follows. Inside to Robinson with young Nesterovic. Outside Elliott for 2. And he drains his 4th point.
Fine ball movement.
Brandon left alone on the side, and that's a 3. 20.
The hardest thing to do, Dick, when you're a player like Avery or Terrell is to come out and do it every single day.
Nice move by Avery. Game clock as former Minnesota Gopher Jackson drives, gives to Mitchell, blocked by Duncan. Jackson picks it up. 7 seconds left. Wide open is Avery Johnson goaltending Kevin Garnett. Well, they caught the Timberwolves. And piece of it from Nesterovic. Joe Jackson, Bobby Jackson takes it all away. Nesterovic tips it home. Rasho Nesterovic.
And that will be a huge plus.
Malik Sealy, his first shot of the game. And the former star for St. John.
They try to put this team together and do a lot of work with the individual players. So, you know, I mean, we got to go into next year and improve our game.
2 fouls. Antonio Daniels from 3-point range. And the Spurs make it 31-26. And he fires. 33-26. First point.
Peeler, Malik Sealy can get out and slow down the offense. It really works.
Jaren Jackson finally connects, and it's a big one. But a lot of playoff experience. Good man to have at this time of the year. And Jaren Jackson from Georgetown, one of 3 undrafted players that have made flow. Brandon saw Robinson, had to kick it back out to Smith. Sam Mitchell from the side, and he hits over Jerome Kersey. Minnesota back in front. On the court for San Antonio. It's a very small Spurs team.
But when you have David Robinson to back him up, Dick, as Malik Rose hits the foul line jumper, something a real benefit there.
2 great stars, the Twin Towers.
And of those 5 losses, they lost to Phoenix, Toronto, Dallas. Oh,
what a save by Robinson. He was out of bounds to control the pass for a 3-point opportunity. Smith wide open. 38-37 San Antonio. 8 points to deny Tim Duncan down low.
Penetration to the basket, drawing the double team, kicking it out. That is championship level basketball. That's what the Spurs do magnificently, and the T-Wolves are trying.
Bobby Jackson, Garnett, and Joe Smith. 40-39 San Antonio with 1:17 left in the half. Robinson and boy, Joe Smith, that really got mean. And you don't see David Robinson this angry very often. We have the playoff pressure, the energy, the tempo, and
in transition, the initial contact, the elbows, the fighting for position. Joe Smith had enough. That was the final play. At the beginning of the play, as Tim Garnett is in Duncan's ear, and that's uncalled for by Kevin Garnett. You got to play with more class and dignity.
Rebound, Dean Garrett to Garnett, and he is fouled hard by Purdue, and they're at it again. Tom Hammonds with a push on Purdue after that incident. And this indeed is becoming unpleasantly ugly. 17 seconds as part of the second half and let both teams go in and cool off.
I don't understand what Tom Hammonds is doing there. A class guy, Tom Hammonds.
Well, he felt that Purdue was unnecessarily rough on Garnett. Garnett with a handful of jerseys. I just want to remember Wood going into the locker room. And it's Bobby Jackson who fires, and Garnett on the short shot rams it home. Avery Johnson tied up for a moment.
Very physical first half. Greg Popovich told me at halftime that it is part of the game plan of Minnesota today, that they are going out intentionally doing this. I asked Flip Saunders that. He said it is not true. However, we will respond. David Robinson told me that he was simply trying to protect himself and will continue to protect himself.
Bulls have diffused the situation.
The steal by Brandon. And the entrepreneur from Portland, Oregon ties it at 44.
For the T-Wolves during the season.
Duncan finding room along the baseline for the jam. Only his 6th point.
Larry Brown is fabulous. I'm looking forward to Indiana, Philadelphia, Iverson, Geiger, Theo Ratliff.
Kevin Garnett clearing his pitch.
Kevin Garnett into the lane, loves to go left, throws it up, reaches underneath, right through the Twin Towers. And then on the same play with the over-the-head look, finding that seam. When you're scoring in the...
Mitchell with a move underneath. Comes back to save it for Minnesota, and Brandon fires at 3. And the T-Wolves still nesh. Boy, that brought the crowd back. Robinson, fade away with a left hand for the Admiral. He has 10.
David Robinson is just Greg Popovich.
Garnett between the two towers, sets it off to Nesterovich. Nice underhanded feed. Good ball movement, and Avery Johnson, the open man, nails the southpaw sling.
You got Duncan and Robinson hovering over the top.
Tim Duncan off the glass. And it's the Spurs by 6.
Done everything today, and it showed. Oh, no, nice little traveling violation to get into the move there, but the turn, the kiss it off the glass. What a very clear choice.
Elliott from three-point range and buries his 7th point.
On to face the winner of Lakers-Houston.
Brandon with a little skip step and then hits the 2. 60-53, and Brandon was 60. Wasn't a jump ball. Elliott must have been out of bounds when he touched it, and Brandon for 2. And Terrell Brandon continues his outstanding play. 18 today. He's passed to the young Slovakian, but he is blocked. 2-on-1. Avery to Ellie. Beautiful timing on the pass from Avery Johnson.
Fast break, Avery Johnson, the quick across. But Malik Sealy tried to foul to deny the easy jam by Mario Ellie. Very high there.
Brandon again. Deadly here in the 3rd quarter. He now has 20. Sam Mitchell on the switch. Nesterovich out to Sealy. Malik Sealy, his 4th point, and it's a 1-point game. the period. Brandon now draws Antonio Daniels defensively. What a meant for a pass, and it went in. A three-pointer. It was intended to be a pass.
The wild play preceding this. Terrell Brandon trying to get into a pick and roll. They have a set screen above the hoop. Look where Garnett's head ends up on this play. His head is in the net.
Stolen. And Garnett with a basket, but I believe with a noise you couldn't hear the whistle. He eludes Avery Johnson. Mitchell inside to Kevin Garnett. And the kid at 22 would be a senior in college. 9:45 left in the fourth. Avery Johnson, the Spurs down by 4. Into Robinson and the whistle. And it counts as the Admiral.
Mentioned throughout the playoffs in this game how David Robinson is moving so much better. Great fluidity. And when we asked him about that prior to this afternoon's game, he said that it wasn't in games.
Kevin Garnett almost throwing that one down, and San Antonio couldn't control, and Mitchell with the answer. It's 71-68. Minutes contribution to the NBA.
The jumper out of the rim just rolls out, and then Sam Mitchell, the teardrop right in the face.
Out to Avery Johnson. Jaren Jackson guns. Tough shot, and San Antonio leads 72-71. 10. Joe Smith, Garnett, and Malik Sealy. He hasn't shot much, but he's been. Nice move by Johnson, and he scores, and he's fouled by Brandon. Just when you think the left-hander is going to fling one of those.
Has brought to this Spur team. Finally, Mario Elie coming back in as Jaren Jackson goes to the line. But when I asked Avery Johnson about what's been the difference in this great improvement that he's made, he said he's changed his preparation. The visualization has come into Avery's game. Nice to see Mario Elie back in.
Avery Johnson with the three-point play. And a quick answer from Minnesota's Kevin Garnett. And the game is even again at 77. Johnson open outside, and he barely rustles the net. He's hitting him so cleanly.
Yeah, some of these rebounds, Dick. That'll make George Mikan, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, everybody proud.
And then Garnett from 17 feet ties it up at 79. Elie. And the three from Sean Elliott, who's been very selective, has not shot much. Avery Johnson, look at him swing the ball around, and it's Elie with a setup to Duncan, and he can't slam it. Ball comes back to Elie, and Robinson lays it in. And the fans wanted a foul, and so did Coach Flip Saunders.
Complaining here. Terrific block, people stumbling, no foul there. Or just inadvertent contact. He tried the foul, he couldn't get it done. Good patience and non-call by the ref.
And the Spurs have a lead of 5. For Minnesota, they trail by 5.
Keeler seems to be laboring in his movements.
Tough ball away. Joe Smith, it's 88-85, a dozen for Smith.
No need for fouling or any stupid plays here.
Elliott off the feed from Mario Elie. 90 with a rebound with less than 5 seconds, and that'll do it. Congratulations to Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs, a team that was totally out of sync early in the year, 6-8, and then found the magic. And what a finish for San Antonio, 31-5, and now they have dismissed the number 8 seed, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 92-85. But to Minnesota's credit, this young